Welcome to Art Therapy with Mindsoul Meditations. Today we'll be exploring the topic of self-expression through art. Before we begin, let's take a few deep breaths together. For our first day, we will discuss self-expression and how we can use art therapy to help us process and express our emotions. By channeling our feelings into creative outlets like visual art, dance, and creative writing, we can find healing and personal growth. So I chose to start the first day with self-expression because this entire 30-day journey is really about self-expression. And I want to talk about why self-expression is important. It helps us with our personal growth, our personal discovery, our ability to express ourselves freely, explore our thoughts, our feelings, our experiences, and to do so through art is really valuable and can even help provide a lot of insight into what it is that you're going through, why you're feeling a certain way. This is self-discovery and can lead to self-acceptance and a stronger sense of your own personal identity. It's also an important factor for your mental health and your emotional well-being. Self-expression provides an outlet for your emotions, your ideas, your creativity. It can help create an emotional balance for you. Another element of why I want to deal with self-expression is that it's a form of communication and connection. It helps individuals to share their own perspectives, their stories, their experiences with others, and this can facilitate a deeper understanding and empathy, a connection between people, and foster stronger relationships and sense of belonging. Self-expression is often a driving force behind creativity and innovation. When you're free to explore the ideas that you have or express yourself without constraints, you can think outside the box, you can challenge conventions, you can come up with novel solutions or really unique artistic works. So for the next 30 days, I'd like to invite you to use any medium that you feel comfortable with. So if you're a physical artist and you want to paint or draw in a physical medium, then please do so. I'll be demonstrating AI art because I find it very versatile and flexible, and I can jump in at any moment and just create whatever I'm envisioning or feeling and need to get out there into my art. AI image generators like Midjourney are powerful tools for art therapy. They help us to bring depth and understanding to our feelings and experiences. Creating keywords that will be used in your personal prompt can help you craft evocative artwork. Let's take a look at how to create a prompt for an AI image generator. Please get a pen and paper or a note-taking app so you can create some keywords for your prompt. Who or what is the subject of the artwork? Do you want it to be a person who represents you, a tree, an animal, a stormy scene, or something abstract with no clear subject? What feeling do you want to express? Don't be afraid to use darker topics like depression, pain, loss, and anger. What medium do you want your artwork to be? Photography, watercolor, oil painting, ink art, digital art, collage, or mixed media. This is AI, so you can combine mediums like photography with an isolated splash of watercolor. What is the location? You may need to choose a setting depending on your subject. What is the lighting like? For example, sunny, moonlit, sunrise, sunset, direct lighting, or lighting from below. Thinking of your feeling, what colors best express it? Or choose your favorite colors. Do you want to specify a camera angle? For example, close-up, aerial, medium shot, and long shot. What style do you want your artwork to be? While this is similar to the medium, you might want to use keywords such as abstract, geometric, modern, elegant, whimsical, pop art, anime, art deco, minimalist, or surreal. Do you want to specify a mood, theme, or symbolism? For example, runic symbols, dark and moody, bizarre, dreamy, Reiki energy, auras, or scribbles on the surface. Once you have your list of keywords, You are ready to write your personal prompt. Let's look at my prompt. A woman screaming, an oil painting and abstract of a woman expressing herself, extremely symbolic, luminous sfumato, intricate in the style of figurative compositions, layered and textured compositions, dark and moody with a splash of bright colors. Let's look at what some of the prompt text means. So I'll break that down. A woman screaming, this is a subject or central figure of the artwork and should be a woman in the act of screaming or expressing herself intensely. An oil painting and abstract of a woman expressing herself. This is giving a little bit about the medium of the artwork, that it should be an oil painting, that it should be represented in an abstract way, and we're giving a little bit more information about what we want our subject to be doing. Extremely symbolic. The artwork should be highly symbolic or convey deeper meaning beyond just the literal portrayal of the subject. Luminous sfumato. Sfumato is an Italian term. It refers to a painting technique involving the gradual blending of tones and colors. It creates more of a soft, hazy, atmospheric effect. In this case, the prompt suggests that sfumato should be luminous or bright. Intricate. The artwork should have a high level of detail and complexity in its composition and execution. In the style of figurative compositions, this means that it should include recognizable human or natural forms as opposed to being purely abstract. Layered and textured compositions. So this is saying that the artwork should be layered with multiple elements and depth and should incorporate textured elements on the surfaces. Dark and moody with a splash of bright colors. This indicates the overall tone of the artwork, but we're also telling it to add an addition of some bright contrasting colors that are going to be used sparingly or as accents. So I'm actually going to look at this in a browser so we can take a look at it more closely and see each of the pieces before upscaling it. So I think they're all really good actually. So we don't really see too much of a figure here on the one on the right, but if you really like the colors and you're like, I just wish that there was a face in there, we should be able to add that in if that's the one that you kind of like and you just would like to see it developed a bit more. So let's look at how to do that. So any of these at this point, you can use the U1, U2, U3 to upscale number 1, number 2, or number 3. I'm actually going to upscale number 4, and I'm going to see what I can do to sort of make this become something a little bit more. The other option you have here is V1 through 4. These are to create variations on these images. So if you want to see the same style, but you want to see the picture look a little bit differently, then we can click on any of those. So I'm going to take the second one and I'll run a variation on that one. I'm not going to change anything, I just want it to produce something different. And I'm going to upscale number 4. So here's number 4, and what I'm going to do with this one to make it different is I'm going to use vary region. So I'm going to put something else into this one here. So let's imagine I want to put in a woman crying. So I'm going to use my square tool. I'm going to pick a nice big region. If that's not really where I want it, I can also change it. I kind of like what's happening here, so I might actually offset it a bit. And I'm going to remove almost all of this. Oops, I didn't grab it properly. I'm going to go with crying in distress. And I'm going to run that one. And we're going to see if we can modify that piece of the picture. So we took earlier this one, and using the same style, it produced some different variations, slightly more expressive. if I want to change it up a little bit more, I could have also gone, I can go back to it actually. And I'm going to add after extremely symbolic, bold red colors, splashes, dark blue. And I submit that. And let's see what we've got going on down below. So here, there's our painting now that it's made some modifications. So let's take a look at those. I'm going to open them in the browser and zoom in. So a little bit of weirdness going on with this one here. The arm is not natural. This one actually isn't all that bad, but we have the hands blurred, which isn't really a bad thing. Here we have a rather distorted hand, but composition wise not so horrible. And this one here is actually pretty okay as well. But if you're not happy with any of them, you can just ask it to run another version of it. So let's do that. So let's say I can either tell it to run using this icon here, it's going to run another set altogether, or I can have it run a variation on one that I like. So I kind of like the first one, so I'm going to do a variation on that one. And so here, this is my earlier one, where I asked it to add more splashes of red and a little bit more blue. And that's what we got. And here we have, when I clicked on this icon to make me another set, so we'll take a look at those. So there's actually some pretty good stuff here. I'm not even all that concerned about the fingers being a little bit blurred because this is just a painting style. Overall, I think that's pretty expressive. Same with this one. This one, the hand does actually bother me. But you'll decide when you're going through yours, you know, which one speaks to you, which one seems just right. So here we have the other set that we tried. Let's take a look at those in a browser. I kind of like the darkness of the head where it's not fully represented. I find it very representative of like the darkness that she's feeling. I like that it's somewhat nude but not revealing, so it speaks to her vulnerability. I think actually if I was going to choose one, it would be probably one of these. The one here in the top right I think is most likely the one that I would select. It to me encompasses all of the mood that I was trying to put in to the artwork. So I think that I'm going to upscale the second one, although I do like the fourth one as well. So we'll go ahead and upscale number 2. And so here I've got number 2. This is my artwork that I want to go with. So I have a couple of things I can do from it here. If I'm satisfied exactly with how it is, I can upscale it. Now we can do upscale subtle or upscale creative. I typically prefer to go with upscale subtle only because it's more true to what I'm seeing right now, whereas creative will make additional changes. I'm happy with how this one is, so I'm going to do upscale subtle. And what that's going to do is it's going to take this image and make it larger. So I'll have it at a higher resolution. And from there, what I can do is I can download it to my computer. And we'll look at how to do that once it's upscaled. And once you've got it on your computer, there's a number of steps you can choose to do, or you can leave it as is. Now that my artwork is completely upscaled, So you can actually right click and you can save the image to your computer, or you can also click on it and save image. So I can select save image and download it, and that's it. I'm done. I now have my piece of art, and I can take that and add it to a collection, post it to a portfolio, or just keep it for myself. As we close off our first session on self-expression through art, let's reflect on the powerful artworks we created together. As we move forward, let's embrace this affirmation. Art is my outlet for self-expression and healing. Thank you for joining me on this art therapy journey. Until next time, be well and keep creating.